Let's be real, we've all been there. You find the perfect pair of pants, go to drop your phone in, and nothing. It's a fake pocket, or it's 2 inches deep. Meanwhile, men's pockets are basically carry-on luggage. But have you ever stopped to ask why? Why is women's fashion a never-ending cycle of micro-trends while men get to wear the same suit for a decade? Today, we're looking at the sociological fabric of discipline. How fashion isn't just about looking good, but about who has the power, who has the pockets, and how our clothes have been disciplining our bodies for centuries. The architecture of restriction. Historically, fashion for women wasn't designed for movement, it was designed for immobility. In the 19th century, if you were a wealthy woman, your clothes were literally architectural cages. Take the crinoline, a massive steel hoop skirt that made it physically impossible to move through a doorway without help. Corset, which wasn't just about a tiny waist, it physically shifted internal organs and restricted breathing to project an image of chaste moral virtue. And those missing pockets, that wasn't an accident. As silhouettes became sleeker in the 1800s, functional pockets were removed to maintain a delicate line. This forced women to carry reticules, tiny purses that couldn't even hold money, effectively signaling their total economic dependence on men. The Great Masculine Renunciation. So, why do guys get the boring but functional stuff? It's a phenomenon called the Great Masculine Renunciation. At the end of the 18th century, men basically abandoned their claim to be considered beautiful in favor of being useful. They ditched the silks, high heels, yes, heels were originally for men, and wigs for the three-piece suit. This created a uniform of rationality. By linking masculinity to simplicity and function, society effectively gendered the workplace as serious and male, while delegating beauty and decoration to the domestic, female sphere. The trend trap and beauty servitude. This leads us to the trend trap. Why is women's fashion so much faster? Sociologists like Thorstein Veblen argued that women were historically used as conspicuous consumers to show off their family's wealth. Today, this has evolved into what Chinese feminists call beauty servitude. It's the idea that the time, money, and mental energy women spend on appearance management, keeping up with coquette or quiet luxury trends, isn't just a hobby. It's a form of invisible labor used to satisfy a societal gaze. We consume fast fashion because of intersexual rivalry, the evolutionary pressure to signal status through variety and volume, which is exactly what the industry wants. We're not just buying a top, we're buying body capital to stay socially relevant. Modesty and power. But power isn't just about revealing, it's also about covering. Modesty functions differently across the globe. In many Islamic and South Asian cultures, garments like the hijab or dupatta are central to identity and dignity, governed by principles like haya. However, these standards are often a site of political negotiation. For instance, the dupatta in South Asia is a cultural language of marital status and aid. In the West, the gaze often disciplines these bodies by labeling traditional modest dress as other, while simultaneously turning modest fashion into a trend when it's profitable for Western brands. The wardrobe revolution. The good news? We've been fighting back through our closets for a long time. In the 1920s, the flapper silhouette rejected the hourglass for a boyish figure to claim independence. In the 60s, the miniskirt became a visual signifier of the sexual revolution and bodily autonomy. And trousers? They were a literal battleground. Women were technically forbidden from wearing pants in Paris until 2013, and it took a pantsuit protest in 1993 for the US Senate to finally change its dress code. The non-binary future today, we're seeing a renunciation of the renunciation. Gen Z and millennials are pushing for gender-fluid fashion. Brands like Gucci and Telfar are moving toward unisex designs that prioritize the human form over binary labels. It's about moving toward a future where personality is the trend, not your gender. The next time you're frustrated by a lack of pockets or a trend that feels impossible to keep up with, remember, fashion is a mirror. It shows us where we've been, but also where we're going. What's one fashion rule you're ready to break? Let me know in the comments.